I can hear him breathe, and he's like, there's something wrong with him. And I look over at him, and all of a sudden he just falls on the ground. And I stop and I go, hey, are you all right, Big K? Are you all right?
Corey Stringer, All-American offensive tackle. First round of 1995 NFL draft for the Minnesota Vikings. A husband and a father.
I can remember that first day of just unbearable heat. He's walking and he's just sweating like crazy. You know what I mean? So he's completely dehydrated, completely sweating before even anything starts. It was tough. It was very difficult to do and get through, but that's training camp. The first 2 practices were tough. We did some conditioning afterwards. We were in full pads, typical 2-hour plus NFL practice. I'm walking next to Corey, we're walking together. He is breathing really heavy. I can hear him breathe, and he's like, there's something wrong with him. And I look over at him, and all of a sudden he just falls on the ground. And he's laying there, and I stop and I go, hey, are you all right, Big K? Are you all right? Do you want me? Are you okay? And he did one of these, put his hand on his forehead, and he says, yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. That was the last time I saw him alive.
On July 31st, 2001, Stringer was rushed to the hospital for symptoms of heat stroke. When he arrived, the 335-pound Pro Bowl tackle was unconscious. His internal temperature had reached 108 degrees.
And he comes in and he says, we lost him. We lost him. And we're like, what are you talking about? He didn't make it.
Corey's death was 100% preventable. A major cause of heat stroke is dehydration, which happens when one does not drink enough water to replenish the fluids lost through perspiration. If Corey would have taken the time to rehydrate himself, he might still be with us today.
The key for Corey, I think, would have been to be hydrated, to be hydrated coming into camp, to be hydrated through camp, and to have that time during practice to shut down, to cool off, and to get hydration, get that water into his body, I think would have saved his life, been a big part of turning things around for him.
Since Corey's death, the NFL has taken a stand to be sure all players stay hydrated. Now they have cooling and hydration tents set up at every training camp, and each player is required to drink and cool off at certain times. Staying hydrated isn't just a choice, it's a necessity.
All cells, tissues, and organs depend on water to function. In the past 10 years, over 1 million people have died from dehydration and malnutrition.
In December of 2010, President Obama signed the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act. One of the arrangements of this act was a requirement that schools provide free drinking water to students throughout the day. This is because water makes up 90% of our bodies, and we couldn't live without it.
When my boys are working out or training outside, and the importance of hydration, and you just don't think it can affect you. You talk about a young guy, I don't know what Corey was, 25, 26 when he died. That's a young person.
Hydration may seem unimportant now, but as a community, we need to realize its long-term effect on us. So stay hydrated and live longer.